done.
Yo, everybody out there that's watching Heritage Hip Hop right now, pay attention to that flyer that you got right there on your screen. We're going to talk to a great artist tonight, but first and foremost, before we do that, bam, it's me. Welcome back to Heritage Hip Hop Podcast, the podcast where we introduce you to your future favorite artists today while celebrating those who have built the hip hop culture, because as we stand in their shoulders of greatness, we instill new greatness to the generations that come. So without further ado, let me get into this. Oh, yeah, but make sure you subscribe to Heritage Hip Hop on all social media. Follow Heritage Hip Hop on wherever you have your hip hop. We're able to be streamed on Spotify, Apple, IHeartRadio, wherever that you stream your podcast, we're there. And if we're not, make sure you hit us so we can get there. You know what I'm saying? If you like what you see tonight, make sure you hit that like button. Hit that like button. This is very important because we want to hit the algorithm and establish the new trend on the algorithm. But without further ado, like I said, right here, we have a great artist that represents not only the hustler mentality, but the story of hip hop. Please introduce yourself to the people.
Hey, people, what's going on? Heritage Hip Hop, none other than the guys who you never saw his face, but you might know the voice, Grea8gawd.
Yo, it's a pleasure to get to talk to you because I'm not going to lie. After I heard your music, I got hooked. You got some good music out there, bro.
I appreciate that, King.
Yeah, and we're going to talk about the music in a second, but first, let's give the people a rundown of who Grea8gawd is and what made him the Great God. Talk about it for a second.
So, Grea8gawd is family man first, great father, family oriented, moral compasses aligned. I got knowledge of self. Just overall, generally, I'm one of the good fellas, man. That played the game and made it out unscathed, and now I'm able to still be here to tell the good, the bad, and the evil about the streets. And inshallah, hopefully we can get a detour a couple of the young guys that's been told the wrong thing and sold the story that I was sold. Maybe we can tell them the real story so they can go the opposite way.
Yo, hip hop is all about narratives. It's all about perception. Like I remember being young listening to hip hop, right?
Right.
Run sold us the story that he ran hip hop. Hip hop is his house, right?
Yeah.
Then it took a great like Slick Rick to introduce narratives to hip hop by telling people stories and bringing people into his world. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
When it comes to Grea8gawd, right? There's a lot of narratives that people will hear when they hear your story. What is the most impactful story that you tell when it comes to how you make your music?
When in regards to how I put it together?
Yeah, and what you say.
What is this? Ask me. Say it one more time. What's the most impactful?
Yeah, most impactful narrative that you create when you make your music for the people. Like, what's the most important part of your story that you give to them when it comes to making music?
I would say the most important part that's imperative for me to put in all of my records and all of my lyrics is the fact that I do have knowledge of self. Those adding those lessons from the 5% Nation that I learned that shape and molded the way that I think, the way that I still do things to this day. I think that's important. I know for a fact it's important because, like I said, I still go to that toolbox to this day, and I got knowledge of self when in 1994 or 3. So to still be, applying those principles and living as closely as I can by those principles of Islam, I try to, that's important to me.
See, one of the most,
and then just giving the audience both sides of the spectrum. It ain't all good. You understand? And I want them to know that we have been lied to. We have been tricked. I tricked myself. I fooled myself into thinking that it was, it was all bad, but it ain't, man. You got to just strive. You got to strive for perfection, and you got to strive to do better and change the situation in any situation or predicament that you find yourself in. Is definitely some light at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah, I respect that highly because one thing about the nation of gods and earths, they put perspective and intelligence in the people that the world thought were mentally and spiritually dead. Not
Right.
knowing that our people are the people that give the earth its flavor by following our trends when it comes to fashion, conversation, music, or even the beats from either our hearts or the machine that we make our stories to.
Indeed. Indeed.
And I want to ask you this. Do you think because hip hop has turned its back mainstream wise on the 5% nation of God's earth that it caused hip hop to suffer, especially in the East Coast regions?
I do feel like that if the lessons was more prevalent in rhymes and had we not turned, you know, it got to a point where it was like everything else that's brought forth to the table. They try to put holes in the theory, and they try to say, "Oh, this ain't that," and they was bugging, and had we stayed to the course and kept somebody in line in the limelight like a Rakim, like a Poor Righteous Teachers, like Just Ice, like Rakim and the brothers that was spreading the knowledge, like the RZA, like the Wu. Once if we would have kept brothers like that was really speaking the knowledge and putting degrees in their rhymes, I feel like that, we would it would definitely be a better place, especially for the East Coast, because that's what they loved about us. I remember cats being in Atlanta, and they like, man, we don't want to hear y'all sounding like us. We want to hear what we want to hear that stuff. You understand? And that was those rhymes when we was making knowledge born, and we was talking about what's going on in New York, and they wanted to hear our slang and to hear the way that we presented it.
Yeah, I could co-sign that because I remember going to Alabama when I was little, and they used to
Uh,
say, "Yo, you just like Redman because he's from Jersey," and I'm like, "Well, that's in my home state. Of course, I'm gonna represent." But it
right,
was different context to hearing what we had to say because we're in different parts of the globe,
right.
and I think hip hop got cheapened not by the internet, but by the mainstream closing the world down and making it smaller through the internet so people had the same language or the same beats with no drums or the same beats with the same hooks or snares or something. And then
Right.
individuality got lost.
Yeah.
I'm gonna ask you as an artist, why is it that individuality will always rise, but you think artists are scared to do it?
I just feel like that the artist. So first of all, I feel like they're scared to do it because their main objective is to make money, God. So when your career or anything that you do is financially driven, there's a path that you must stay on, and you must feed the people what they want. You understand? So you can't really go to the left or right of the agenda that the A&Rs have and that the label has and the people, the powers that be that controlling your project. No, we want you to whatever we signed you for. That's what we want out of you. Now, in a case like mine, where I don't really have to rap for money, I can say what I want to, and I can express myself however I see fit. However, I feel at that time when I hear that record and I get that beat from Rock Marcy, I can, I can say what I want to say because I know my God brother is going to allow me to be is only who I am, and that's all He want me to be is who I am. So, however I'm feeling that day is what you're going to get. But you can't do that when you got A&Rs over your project and they saying, listen, make this type of record. Or you just know flat out that they're not promoting certain records. So you know which records to stay away from if you in that mainstream and that's what you got to do. So I think that anything that's financially driven is going to eventually crash.
Interesting perspective. Ladies and gentlemen, that's out there watching. This is Karev, a Heritage Hip Hop with Great God. I have some eyes on this, but I don't see no likes. Hit that like button. We're not playing those games tonight. You watching, hit that like button. We're going to hit that algorithm because this is an artist right here that y'all really need to pay attention to. We're going to get deeper into that as well. I want to ask you a very knowledgeable, godly question that
Okay.
plays itself out when it comes to the hip hop music. You know how in spiritual books it says, "No weapon formed against me shall prosper."
Indeed.
The inner city was introduced to crack. The inner city was introduced to drugs. The inner city was introduced to all types of weapons to form population control, grow the prison population, and even hurt the fabric of the community.
Okay.
But it's interesting that our hip hop artists can use that reality, or a visual artist can use that reality to make TV shows, to make music about the epidemic that came to cause so much death, but still make money off of it to bring something new. My question to you is, that's reality rap. My question to you is, how much reality does hip hop need, and how much reality do you think hip hop does not give the people?
And I feel like that it needs way more reality. It needs more people that's being honest about how they came up, what they went through, their struggles. Because, like I said, in the nation of God's earth, we say that we teach the babies because the babies teach each other, right? Well, when you lie to the babies, and the babies, the 13, 14, 12, 10-year-olds is looking at Instagram, and you telling them, oh, I ain't went to school, and you got to money up your arm, and you got all this money, all this, they showing all of this money, and they tell them that they ain't go to high school, they believe that, right? So that's the false narrative. That's not reality. You're not keeping it real with them. It's kids that'll spin you and tell you the narrative that nobody loved them. Their teacher said they wouldn't make it, and you find out they was the best students, or that they had both parents in the house. So, and that goes again what we were just saying a few minutes ago about the kids that they know what they got to do to sell records. Me, I feel like in my music. So the second part of the question was what? Say the second part again. Was
We talk about hip hop being reality. What
right.
part of the reality is hip hop not given to the people in the music, in your opinion?
Yeah. So what they not? What they just yeah. So that's what I was saying. They not giving the real story because they want the check. They want to get paid. They want to prosper, and they want to be able. They know what they have to do to do so. Um, I make sure that I give them the reality, whether it be the a harsh reality, but it's still a reality, right? It ain't all peaches and cream all the time. But I got to give you both sides of the coin. I got to give you both perspectives because I've seen it and done it all, and I've been in every situation that you could possibly be in. So for me, it's mandatory that I tell y'all the whole story.
Yeah, life hurts. Mike Tyson said if he talked to his younger self, he would tell him it's going to be some pain. Like life
Mm-hmm.
come with lessons, and those of y'all who do the knowledge, if y'all ever study, there's people like Buddhism and stuff like that, where or to achieve nirvana, you have to go through pain and find the highest elevation of life to go to heaven. You see what I'm saying? You have to
Right.
conquer the things that are about you, within you, and without you on the outside to be
That's right.
able to go to the highest levels. You see what I'm saying?
Mhm. Right.
So let's talk about them levels. How has hip hop brought you to your higher level, and how do you show the world the higher levels are the goals for somebody to get to?
How do I show them? I'm just very so I show them in my records, and I'm very meticulous when I write. I try to write with the greatest of detail, and I really, really take my time. That's where level 7 come from, the God flow. You understand? That's why I came up with that, because I feel like at this point in my career, and at this point of me of my penmanship, my pen game, I'm giving them level 7 shit right now. I'm giving them the highest frequencies and the highest vibes, which is positive vibes, mixed with the reality, But that's what I do. That's how I contribute in terms of showing them and giving them the highest level. And it's just being very detailed and being very meticulous with and just knowing and understanding that it's the minute details that I got to sprinkle in. You understand? To keep so that they know, oh, now this is real.
Yeah, I like how you said that because when it comes to the average, I mean today's average hip hop fan, I
Uh-huh.
guess, they'll see that you have songs with Jadakiss, you have songs with Benny, and then they'll listen to you there, right?
Right.
But a person who's deep in the game will say, I don't care about his feature. I want to hear what he has to say.
Indeed.
How do you stand out to the point where your features don't speak volumes to who you are? Your features are add-ins to tell the world that your story counts and that they need to hear it.
Man. I don't, it's funny because I don't want to, not to take away from the cats that I did the features with, but like I said, I don't really need them. You know what I'm saying? It's good to have the features and listen, like even with my new EP, I didn't go. I could at this point in my career, I could have kind of got whoever I wanted on my EP, but Hell Rail told me something one day. Shout out Hell Rail. He said, "Yo, God, no more, don't enough features, God. We just want to hear you, like what you just said. You know, we just want to hear you, son. Like we want to hear what you have to say. We believe you." And from that day forth, I kind of got off of the tip of doing the features and just saying, you know what, I want them to just concentrate and I want them to love me for me, man. I want them to know that what I bring to the table is equally as important. I just haven't had the light that they have had yet. And inshallah I get the light. But I do have something to say on my own accord. And I don't want you to buy the album because of these guys that I'm on. When I'm on an interview, I don't want to talk about the producers and I don't want to have to talk about all the features because if you watch interviews now, you see these brilliant questions that you asking me that's really making me go. Like a lot of those questions that I get on interviews, all of the answers is in my frontal lobe. You pulling from a different area to where I got to really give some thought, and they very articulate. You asking the right things. So yeah, man, like you gotta when it comes to these features and all of that, nah, it's cool. I could have them, but let's talk about Great God. Let me show you what I got, and then we'll go. Then we'll talk about and do some feature play if necessary. But 9 times out of 10, I really ain't even into that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think you should be because I think that defeats the talent that you have. Because if we keep saying, okay, he got a co-sign for Benny, all right, that's great, but what about his music now?
Right.
He got a song with Jada. Okay, that's cool. But what else is he saying in the songs where he's not with Jada? That's what matters to me. Like with me, when I listen to hip hop, if my favorite song from you is your single, I'm disappointed because then I didn't get any depth from you. You see
Got
what I'm
you.
saying? And when it comes to depth and talking real life, let's go to your album Snow Day, which is out right now, everybody. Make sure you check out Snow Day by Grea8gawd, out right now.
Right
Because I'm telling you,
now.
if you like reality hip hop and you like that hustling mentality, this project is for you because it gives you different perspectives. Because most people rap about, I got money, I got money, I got money, I got girls, I got girls, I got girls, but they don't
Yeah.
talk about the flip on it. And one of my favorite songs that showed me the flip on it was Thanks for Nothing.
Mm.
Please talk about that song and why that song made the project.
So Thanks for Nothing was and still is one of my favorite records on there. Shout out the producer No Mask. Thanks for Nothing was me saying to myself, what record, what could I talk about in regards to hustling in these streets that has never been talked about. And I said, you know what? I've never heard the perspective of the user, of the fiend, the junkie, the clucker, the you know. We have never given him a voice in hip hop. We have only told how we'll do him if he don't pay. How you know what I'm saying? We shot him over cheeseburgers and movies. You understand? We have shown him no respect. And how dare we not show him respect when, like I said, he the reason that the TV is new when I ain't pay a cent. He's the reason that I can pay for my child and I could go spend money and I could spend money frivolously and not care about it because I know I'm going to sell another biggie tomorrow. I'm gonna go through another 62 in bags tomorrow so I could go blow this money because I know that it's coming back tomorrow because I know he has an addiction and he going to drive the cussies and he going to come every day if he ain't in jail. So I wanted to say, pay homage and give him the perspective and give that man the voice or woman the voice to where it's like, nah, without me, there is no you. You bugging, great God. Without me, ain't no you.
That's yin and yang. That's duality.
Yes.
That's what life is all about. It's about you have to have a down to understand the up. You got to
Indeed.
take a loss to understand the win.
That's right.
But even with that, I want to ask you, one of my favorite lines in hip hop was when the face got revealed, game got real. But before the face was revealed, real life had to be conquered. Is there anything that you're conquering when it comes to hip hop as to why you're not showing your face? Or is it that you keeping that air of mystique to make sure people hear you instead of just looking for you?
Yeah, it's really about the mystique. It's really about the anonymity. It's really pay attention to what's being said and not who's saying it. My father taught me that a long time ago, God. He said, yo, man, you can learn a lot from a dummy. Don't think. And he used this analogy. He said, you can say to yourself, arrogance will make you say, a fiend to tell you, man, don't go down that alley, they shooting. And you say, oh, man, what the fuck he know, man? This nigga's a crackhead. And then you go down the alley and get your head blown off. Well, guess what? You should have judged the message and not the source. When I, when they see my face, they have so much. I mean, we do it all the time. We look at this person and we come up with a narrative in our own mind without any support, without no supporting acts of what this person or actions or what they may or may have not done. We look at a dark skinned dude, oh yeah, he gangster. Light skinned dude, he ain't. You understand? Oh, this light skinned dude, he ain't tough. This one, dark skinned dude, he tough. He could fight. Da 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 da. So guess what? If you only have to concentrate what I give you, which is only music and music alone, then I got a better chance of getting your heart. I don't want to show you my cars. I don't want to show you my jewelry, even though I got all of that stuff. But in the grand scheme of things, I just want you to listen to what's being said and not who's saying it.
Yeah, I like how you said that because you know what's funny? Hip hop has become so open arena that we take the mystique for granted.
Yes.
That's what makes J. Cole so dope. That's what makes Kendrick so dope. They know how to disappear for a while.
Right.
That's what made Nas so good and Big Daddy Kane and them is that they could come out, do their thing, and then disappear for a little while and make you want more. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Also, if you look at the greatest warriors in history, they hid their faces during war.
That's right.
The funniest thing is, because we always say hip hop is a combat sport, right?
Mm-hmm.
The funniest thing they said was 90% of all ninjas when it came to Asian history were farmers. So the person who sold you fruit could be the same person who could back kick you, flip up a tree, and you wouldn't even know it was them. You know what I'm saying?
Right, God.
And the thing about hip hop is when we get so familiar with the face, sometimes we want to just be them, but don't heed the message.
Mm-hmm.
What person affected you the most so that their message became a guideline to who you are and what you put out in your music today?
I would have to say, either Rakim or Tragedy Gaddafi.
Those are two very specific artists. That's dope. Talk about that, please.
I would say either Tragedy or Rakim. I would say Rakim because when I was listening to the Ghetto and I'm hearing Rakim say, "I tell you who you are and why you're here. Take it in stride because it might take a year." I'm like, man, that's dope that he said that. But when I was able to do the knowledge of what he really was saying, I'm like, oh, Trage is dear to my heart because I feel like that we so much alike. Like we're gonna go at the drop of a dime, but we also got knowledge of self, and we also know and understand what we should be doing. But we teeter in the line of being in the streets and just teetering that fine that line of knowing and understanding what we should be doing, but always finding ourselves doing what we ain't supposed to be doing. And that's what I saw in Trage a lot, listening and watching Trage growing up was like, damn, God, like, yo, he's swift as a motherfucker, but he just, you know what I'm saying? Like that allure of the streets and everything else that comes into play and is placed in front of us is so much more, polished. Though that just so much more looks like more of a polished diamond, and it's like, nah, we want that. Even though we know and understand that right there might put you on the island for a bullet. You might end up doing a 3 to 9 about that, but fuck it, let's give it a try. You know what I'm saying? And that was always for me like the hardest thing is just saying to myself, like, damn, man, how could you turn your back and how could you keep playing with God and knowing you have this gift and knowing you sustain a certain lifestyle and and not just take your gift and you taking your gift for granted. So that's why those two what I would say, especially Tragedy though, man. Like he shaped the way I write, the things that I write about, the way that I want, the aura that in which I want to come across, like yeah, yeah,
Yo, that's deep that you said that because now we're going to go to the segment of Heritage Hip Hop called Let's Build, where we take something that an artist says and really build a whole spectrum about what they're talking about and their music. And one thing that you brought up Tragedy Gaddafi, one of the best artists ever. If y'all don't know
yes,
about Tragedy Gaddafi, I'm talking about when
yes.
he was the intelligent hoodlum from Arrest the President, Marley Marl, 16 years old.
Okay
So
then,
now, because we know
yes,
hip hop over here, and I'm
yes.
telling you, Gaddafi is the reason why you got drink champs today. All right, so when talking about that, the narrative of why I do what I do is the struggle of spiritual life and hip hop life as a whole.
Mm-hmm.
You you have a certain genre of hip hop that you're in called coke rap, basically, right? Shout out to the person who I believe really instills the hustler mentality of hip hop, which is Jay-Z. I think on the
Okay,
East Coast, that's his line.
okay,
In the South, it's more T.I., because that's trap music.
okay.
But y'all border on the same conversation in one of your songs. Work All Day, which one of my favorite songs that you made. I love that song, right?
Thank you, my brother.
Work All Day, and then T.I. song, I'm Just Doing My Job.
Woo!
Oh, you know what I'm talking about
I'm
then, right?
just doing my job.
Okay. So when you hear those two songs back to back, it goes into what you said. It's like I know what's going on, but I have these responsibilities that is going to take me to where I got to go to get them done.
Yes.
And unfortunately, as people will condemn that, that is the American way.
Mm-hmm.
Talk about hip hop through the eyes of a survivor rather than hip hop through the eyes of a hobbyist, in your opinion.
So hip hop through the eyes of the survivor looks. What does that look like? Like you said, that looks through the eyes of the survivor is Grea8gawd, is somebody that's for decades putting this music together, waking up, doing 2, 3 records a day, never really seeing no real light, never really making no money off of it, but still to this day waking up and putting out record after record and recording record after record after record, not knowing if it's ever going to pop. I done been putting my 1,000 hours. They said you need 1,000 hours, right? I've been putting my 1,000 hours. So at this point, it's just pure love. It's just pure love for the art. That's hip hop through the eyes of a survivor.
I think when it comes to hip hop, right, a lot of people take the survival element for granted because that's where we get
Mm-hmm.
culture vultures from.
Right.
Because they'll take your energy and try to destroy it by making themselves rich, right?
Mm-hmm.
And in today's society, we always hear, well, you don't need a label, you don't need a label, but people don't have label work ethic.
Mm-hmm.
Does a survivor have more work ethic than a hobbyist to you? And why do you think that is?
Yeah, yeah. A hobbyist is going to do what they may with it, and then they'll get bored of it. You know, hobbies we get bored of. We might like dealing with multiple women as a hobby, and we look at women as hobbies, and we what do? We have fun with them, and then we get the fuck rid of them. Um, when you know not when you're a survivor, not when you not when you're a survivor. No way. You're doing everything, like I said, everything to try to achieve those heights and achieve those goals. And you can't be detoured. You're on a relentless pursuit.
The pursuit of.
The pursuit of just being heard. So my pursuit was always, yo, God, I just always wanted what I have now. If I don't get a penny from hip hop right now, I had DJ Premier tell me I was dope. I had Lord Jamar tell me I was dope. I had Tragedy Gaddafi tell me I was dope. I had Havoc from Mobb Deep, Rock Marcy. These are the great ones, God. Like these are the greatest of the greats, man. Like I'm cool at this point. I only wanted to be heard, God. I felt as though I was making powerful enough music that all that I needed was to have the good ears of my peers and people to say, "Oh, whoa, oh, let me hear that. What, whoa, what was that?" So when I got these people that's telling me that I know that the world really respect their opinions, and I have a great deal of respect for their opinions. I've made it, homie. A diddy laugh. I made it. I don't have to get $1 million out of it. I don't, I they know now, okay, Great God is here and he's here to stay.
I respect that because even going back to the original question of surviving
Uh-huh.
and hobbying, the first introduction is like the knowledge, right?
Mm-hmm.
The second coming is the wisdom.
That's right.
And the third coming
It's the
is the
understanding.
understanding.
Yes.
Tell me about how your song, The Third Coming, goes into this conversation right now.
The third coming is just what you said too. It's literally the understanding. The third coming is if you never heard no record from Great God, this is who he is. This is who he is. This is wordplay. This is MCing. This is wit. This is lyricism. This is delivery, voice inflection. This is him as a whole. If you could just hear one Great God record, Third Coming is one that I will play because it tells you when you hear that record, you know and understand who he is. Who is Great God? That's who Great God is.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, you always want to have a song or a piece of art that defines who you are.
Right.
And to end off this segment on Let's Build, a 5% law is to build and destroy.
That's right.
As you build yourself, your brand, your story, what did you destroy to make sure you continue on your path to success?
I destroyed my ego. I destroyed the arrogance, the ego that I was dealing with, and I mastered myself. So I had to destroy the old self and reborn and do the knowledge all over again and build what you get as great God. I had to destroy the other guy.
Well,
And the other guy not meaning the competition, me. Cause I gotta master myself before I could do anything, God. If I don't master me, then I got a record on my new EP, and it's called Note to Self. And I said that in my song to where I'm talking to myself, and I see you killed your ego. I see you prayed every day. I watched you pray every day, and never once did you ask for wealth. I saw you master your ego, kill. I saw you kill your ego and deal with patience and master self. So yeah, that's what I had to destroy. I had to just destroy the old way of thinking and the old person that I was and the person that I was arrogantly proud of being, which was, he wasn't good for nobody. Trust me.
ladies and gentlemen, if you like what you heard, hit that like button. That's our end of our segment. Let's build on the Heritage Hip Hop Podcast. How we doing so far? You enjoying yourself? We all right?
Oh man, yo, brother, I'm excellent. I
All
appreciate
right.
you.
That's what's up. In lines of hip hop today, people always say, who does this person remind you of? And you put up names like Rock Marcy and Premier and Tragedy. Let's just keep it right there. Those are three different eras of hip hop, which means your skills are universal because they span the understanding of what the culture is.
Mm-hmm.
And that's dope. You know what I'm saying? And then for people who listen to hip hop today, they'll think of 38 Special, Flea Lord, Etho, Ransom when it comes to your music.
Shout out Etho. He's the reason that I met Rock Marcy. Just a sidebar.
Oh, salute. You know what I'm saying? You have that upstate New York sound.
Okay?
I want to ask you a very hip hop question.
Ask it.
Upstate versus the boroughs. What's the difference in the sounds?
The difference of the sound is that in the boroughs, the original grit was lost. In upstate New York, you get the sound of what New York sounded like in the early '90s. Still to this day.
Is there a territory that is there a territory that upstate New York bonds with closely, like other territories may bond with others? Let me give you an explanation. Brooklyn and Newark, New Jersey are like sick brother and sister. For some reason, Brooklyn and Essex County is like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Is there is there a connection to upstate New York in another territory where people could understand that much more of what that grit means and what it is?
Um, I don't know. Nah, man. Like I think upstate is a whole different. I know, not even, but upstate is a whole different monster in itself. I don't think that you know. I used to call upstate the lost borough, but it ain't, man, because it's just so like it's a whole different monster in itself. Um, it can't be compared. So no, I don't think that I don't think that I could find something that will be adjacent to, you know what I'm saying? Like, nah, I don't think so.
I'm glad you said that because that goes into the point of my next question. To me, the five boroughs are like the Game of Thrones.
Uh-huh.
They're different kingdoms and they fight amongst each other for
Right.
understanding. But when you're on the outside, you're fighting your way in to understand that those kingdoms don't really mess with you. And
Mm-hmm.
you have to make a name and take a name instead of living off your name.
That's right.
How did you make your name? And then how did you take your name so people couldn't take it back from you or take it for granted?
I made my name, and I made my name up in upstate New York. I made my name by first of all showing love. I made my name by showing genuine love and support. for people that I never met, didn't even know. I still do it to this day. I just was at the hospital earlier, the doctor, and he said that my rotator cuff was torn because I threw too many alley oops. You hear me? Like he told me I have to chill out, God. He told me if I don't ice this thing 2, 3 times a week, it's gonna get worse, God. I'm not gonna be able to perform. I'm leading the league at alley oops, and I always did that. I've always had a studio. I've always opened my doors for them. I've always opened my doors. I put out mixtapes, and I put people on those mixtapes that I never heard of. I would go on the radio when I had the light, and I would talk about people talk and bring up during my interview people that I thought should have the light, or people should watch. So that's how I built my name, and that they can never take from me. It's never will be anyone to tell you Great God is a hater or he didn't do exactly what I just told you I did, because every time that I have the spotlight, I'm sharing it, because you know what I do know and understand, that me putting you in a predicament to be seen or heard ain't going to do or diminish my light one single bit. I'm going to be who I am and what I was born to be, regardless to whom or what. What Allah set out for me to have, 1,000 hands can't take away. So that's how I made my name, and that's how I built my name. I could have said some gangster shit like, "Oh, I built it on fear," because a lot, some of that came with it too. But that would have been if we was talking about hustling. But when you talk about building the name and who I am and my fabric and my heart and my aura and my soul, I'm a helper of other people. I'm the person that's going to shine the light when ain't nobody else going to shine the light. Just like when you just brought up Ito and you brought his name back, you brought up his name in passing. What did I do? We went back to Ito, and I said, without him, I wouldn't have met Rock Marcy. That's how I built my name, and that's how they could never take it away.
I respect that highly. I respect that highly because at the end of the day, hip hop is a revolving door of respect. But people are fighting to get into an industry that doesn't respect them or are loyal to them.
Right.
So then how do you keep that within yourself and move as an isolated unit and not fall into the traps of the crowd or the norm when you're an artist?
So I feel how I personally stay away from it is I don't need them, God. I don't need to go to your parties. I don't smoke, so I don't want to smoke with you. I don't drink. I don't want to go to the club with you. And I don't need you on my record to be hot. I feel like when people fall into those traps, it's because they find themselves hanging with these dudes and breaking bread and going to the strip clubs and throwing money together. Now you calling each other bro, and you understand, and you calling it, now that's your twin, like they say nowadays, and all of that. I don't even use those terminologies. I don't use those words, because I'm very, very, very very aware of my surroundings, and I know who need to be there, who doesn't. Um, I know why you're here before you even put your plan together to show me that you're gonna be a snake. I'm gonna already see it because of what I lived and did in the streets. Um, so I don't fall into those traps, and I keep myself out of them situations because I don't really need to be in the in crowd. Over here at Pimpire, we are the illustrious. We are the crowd. It's us, God. Contrary to what anybody believe. I don't care how much money these other dudes say they got and this, that, and the third. It's us, God. It's Rock Marcy. It's Great God. It's Knowledge the Pirate. It's Jazz. We are the nucleus, man. And that's just really the bottom line.
That's the bottom line. Nothing else to be said. But guess what? Heritage Hip Hop, we always leave y'all with something. We don't just go with that. So I'm gonna ask my honored guest a question, and we're gonna start ending the interview off after this question. You ready for it?
Indeed.
The Most High called us gods,
Mm-hmm.
but a man is hated when he calls himself what his father gave him, which is his title.
Mm-hmm.
As a god, what does it mean to instill knowledge yet still walk the line of struggle and the game in your life?
It is that is the hardest thing for me to do. It means that some days I don't want to rap at all. It means that sometimes I don't want to give them certain aspects of my life because I know and understand that I should give them what I know now and I not be giving them what I've been through and what I went through. Yo, God, a lot of these records that I give y'all and that I've had them for a long time, but I had a struggle within myself. And I had the devil and the angel saying, man, that the devil put it out, put these records out. And then on my right side, it's like, man, you know better than that. Now how you gonna make them records like that? How you gonna say you enroll yours and you take kids out of daycares? And it's you know what I'm saying? Like, how do I do that? And then profess to be a righteous man. Yo, God, that's what made me stop going to parliaments. That's what made me stop going to the masjid. That's what made me, when people asked me to come speak in schools, I wouldn't do it because I was so hard on myself and the perception, and I didn't want to be a hypocrite, a munafiqun. I didn't want to do that. So does that answer your question?
No, that's perfect, because at the end of the day, a man is defined by his journey. And a lot of people will try to crush us and put us down because of their perception of the outside, not knowing the battles that we have on the inside. So that's what makes hip hop so godly, is that even though it's our expression given to us through God, it's us able to confess our pain and share our pain to elevate to become better men. And that's what life is all about, constant elevation that brings further success. Am I right?
You're exactly right.
And that's what I'm talking about. So everybody out there that's watching, thank you for watching the Heritage Hip Hop Podcast tonight with Grea8gawd. Make sure you go check out his project out right now. Snow Day.
Yep.
Snow Day. I'm looking at my notes, so pardon me. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, it's all good, God.
Yeah, because I wanted to respectfully give you a great interview. You see what I'm saying?
No, God, this is by far the bro. You did an excellent job. I appreciate it. And you know what's so crazy is, like I said before, I was a little bit late, and I was trying to find my keys, and I'm glad that took my thought process off. That was the shaitan throwing me off, and it threw my thought process off. So I was a little late, but I'm glad that we was able to get on, and I was glad to make that we got to build, because this was really more building than it was even doing the interview, guys.
See, and that's what real hip hop is: conversation, not questions. All
That's
right.
right.
So shout out to Sal. What's going on?
Oh
You know
man,
what I'm
that's the
saying?
alley oop God too. He's soaking his ACL right now. I mean his rotator cuff. He got ice on his too, man. You know what I'm saying? Too much alley ooping.
All right. Hey, but
If
it's
you want to
always
get
good
at
to.
Great God, get with Sal. If you want to feature, get with Sal. But I am charging 41K for a verse right now. Shout out to Amadou. You know that yeah, the feature price is 41K now to honor you.
Hey, that's what it
Yeah.
is. I don't got it, so that's all good. Shout out to the Middleman Music Group, God Squad in the building. You know what I
Yes.
mean? Shout out to the folks. So,
Matt.
so right now it's time for us to do. Well, I like to play a game on Heritage Hip Hop. It's called the
Okay.
Rapid Fire Questions. Are you ready for the Rapid Fire Questions?
Absolutely.
The rapid fire questions are not yes, no questions. These are questions designed to talk about your depth of knowledge of yourself, your talent in the hip hop culture. You ready to go?
Let's go.
What artist, song, or album that is not yours perfectly describes you?
Woo. Um. True Confessions.
By
Tragedy Gaddafi.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. True Confessions. Tragedy Gaddafi is one of the greats, man, because he'll go God body with you. He'll go conspiracy theorist with you. He'll go
Street.
street with you. I mean, he is like one of the all around underrated MCs in hip hop
Yeah.
history. So for anybody out there that has this, shout out to Tragedy Gaddafi and send him this, bro. You always have an open chair on Heritage Hip Hop. I
Oh
hope
man.
you.
I'm gonna make that happen for you. I'm gonna make that happen.
Oh, please, because man, I know a lot of people look at Heritage Hip Hop and we don't got drink champ numbers or nothing, but my content is the truth. And I would love to build with some of my favorite artists of all time, like him, on my platform.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So let's go to question number 2, because we're gonna take it back to you. What's the perfect hip hop beat? Meaning, if nobody came out with this beat and you had it first, it would have been your first single.
Oh, one that somebody else had that I wish was mine. I Got It Made.
The original?
Yeah.
Ooh, I listen to that at work. I play that when I'm a teacher, so when the kids come in the classroom, that's what they hear. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'll tell you a funny story. Like I said, I teach little kids. Last year, the kids in my class, their favorite song was it wasn't I Got It Made. Their favorite song was Will Smith, Brand New Funk, and this year they like Tila Rock Is Yours. You know what I'm saying? That's what I play in my classroom. You see what I'm saying? So that brings us to our next question. Hip hop spawns generations. Who is the hip hop artist you believe you could play for anybody and you introduce hip hop through them?
Nas.
Okay. What about Nas makes him cross generational to you?
Because he mastered the art of storytelling, and that will never go out of style. Everything else can go in and out. It might be the beats. Okay, now we listen to the beats or lyricism. But when you can tell a story, that story can be, that never goes out of style.
Well, you got a shout out. This is an amazing interview. Shout out to In the A Zone.
In the A Zone, I appreciate that, God, and I'm sure he's talking about both of us, because this is definitely dope.
Salute. I have another question for you as far as spawning generations. I think the biggest crime that was put against our people is the death of the griots. Because when you kill a griot, you kill a library.
Okay.
When you kill a griot, you kill history. We see the killing, the manslaughter, the murder of hip hop daily, with people in their corny ass lists, people in their fake understanding of what an artist is, or even what is considered popular but not potent or necessary.
Right.
Let's start with the 5 percenters, the Nation of Gods and Earths. Who are the most important artists in the nation that brought hip-hop understanding to you and to the game? 5. Give me 5.
Rakim, Poor Righteous Teachers, Jungle Brothers, Brand Nubian, and Wu-Tang.
Usually that's who everybody says, right? I mean, they go there. Big Daddy Kane, Grand Puba, and all of them, right?
Yep.
Here's my question when it comes to you being of that lineage, but with the content that you have, my question is this. We talked about balance earlier.
Right.
How do we rebalance hip hop so that those who should be heard are heard, and those who are out can fall back and learn from those who need to be heard?
We got to put the spotlight on guys like Rock Marcy. We got to put the spotlight on guys like Grea8gawd. Knowledge, and that they might say, oh, that's just Pimp Pie. That's your crew. But if I give you an example that I spoke to Tragedy about. If Nas would have made, if Jay-Z would have made, I Know I Can't Be What I Want to Be, instead of Nas. Remember, Jay was arguably was a little bit more popular at that time. He had the game in a choke at that time. But instead of that, what did he say to Nas? Well, what you trying to kick knowledge? So we thought that knowledge, the kicking knowledge was what? Was whack when he said that. But so it takes you to put the light on the right person when they on top and at their pinnacle, to say, like, if we got a conscious verse from Little Durk or something right now, or not even right now, but a few years ago when he was, arguably the hottest young dude, then the young boys will say, yo, well, damn, it's cool. So that's how we get it. That's how we change the narrative. And now you got the new lords of the underground, which is us. So we got to get the right light on us to where we can bring those records and people can say, oh, okay, dang. Because I'm already making those records. Trust me, it's not time to release them yet. But when I release those records, yeah, I know what to do. I just, you can't feed a baby steak though, right? So I know that I got to do what I got to do to get to the podium. Well, when I get to the podium, I got to give them what I'm supposed to give them, and that's what I plan on doing.
You reminded me of Guru. Shout out to Guru, RP. That's what he did,
Yes.
and that's awesome that you said that. I want to ask you a Three Kings theory. Who was the best MCs? Biggie, Jay-Z, and Nas. We had that, right?
Mm-hmm.
And to be honest, I personally don't like the Jay-Z and Nas collaborations because I think the middleman that would made their voices match was Biggie. You had the baritone, you had the alto, you had like it was like harmony when them three were together.
Right.
And I know it because I heard it on mixtapes when people did the posthumous things. You had their voices on songs. The balance was incredible. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And to me, I think Brooklyn has represented hip hop in a way where they took their borough around the world successfully more than once.
Right.
The Crooklyn Dodgers. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
I want you to create your own Crooklyn Dodger type thing when it comes to upstate, where you're from. Who are the three MCs that would take upstate around the world and beyond? And who's producing the track?
Oh, so three people on one record? Yikes. Benny, me, Grea8gawd, and to give them a different. Damn.
Welcome to Heritage Hip Hop, where we ask real insightful questions and not no BS.
Who else do you think? Who you would think to be the third great guy?
Well, if I think about who you pick when it came to style, I think 38 Special is a good one.
Yeah.
I think because I'm thinking about y'all content, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's so many people that's dope from where y'all at though.
Right.
Like, oh man, like Ito is
dope.
You know what I'm saying? Would Flea Lord count?
I think not Flea Lord from
so.
where he from. He from Far Rockaway, I believe.
So I don't know. Son of Tony, nice. You know what I mean? I don't know if you know Son of Tony.
Nah.
Like I said, there's people from your area that's really, really good, yo.
No, you know what? What about Sonny? Son of NY?
Another one. Yeah. Like
I
it's
think
so
that
many
I
names.
think that'd be a dope three because
Okay.
everybody pen game is superb. I think that's my three.
Okay, and who's producing it?
Producing that particular joint right there. Premier.
Primo?
Yeah.
Shout out to Primo. It's Primo.
Yeah.
Shout out to Primo. Okay, I got like 3 more questions for you. Then we're gonna phase off. All right.
Indeed, I'm here.
Once again, Coke rap has been one of the most insightful subgenres in hip hop because that defines the area that you're in. All hip hop isn't sun and roses, which is good, but it is necessary to have different, parts of the emotional spectrum in the genre. But Coke rap has been taken as a lost art in hip hop in today's generation. What did Coke rap bring to hip hop that you think made the hip hop game better than be it Kumo D versus Busy B type stuff?
What did Coke rap bring that made it better? I think it just brought, to be honest, I think it brought better underground MCs.
That gritty
Because
gutter stuff.
yeah, because you know, to really to spit the code, like a lot of us had, a lot of us hustled, and to to spit that rap, to be able to spit that rap, the other, it's other genres of rap where, a lot of people got to stay away from because they never did that, and it's what the lifestyle ain't even obtainable for you to be talking like you talking. So it gave like how I gave the Fiend the perspective and a voice. It gave the hood a voice.
That's deep. Whoa. Before you go anywhere with that, so when people say your generation served the drugs, our generation is the offspring of those who use the drugs, what is the balance with that when it comes to your answer?
Yikes. Mm. I gotta say that yeah, they right, man. We destroyed, and then we turned our back on them, and we used them for financial gain versus giving them knowledge itself. We told them, we gave them, we got on and we bought guns, and we gave them guns, and we gave them 62s and biggies, and you feel me? We gave them the work, and told them, because of the arrogance, and like I said, we used them for financial gain when we were supposed to give them the knowledge, and we were supposed to give them something that was way deeper, and we that ain't a transferable skill. You know what I'm saying? We supposed to give them something else, man. And we gave them that, and we made them take charges for guns and use their YOs, and we destroyed, God. We destroyed greatly. It was a great destruction that we did, and I can't even, like, I have to take accountability for that. I'll think about that, you know. So yeah, I would have to agree with that.
But let's not always condemn ourselves only because there were people who said massive, massive shipments of guns and illegal narcotics were dropped in the middle of the hood and people left so the destruction can happen.
Hey,
So,
it
so
happened in Brownsville. I remember it was a train a long time ago, and when we finally broke in the train was full of guns.
that's deep. Oh,
It
we
just
have a
happened to
question.
break down. It just, you mean to tell me that just happened to break down? Like, come on, stop it.
Word.
Nah.
Hey, I'm glad you put that up because we have a question from Brock Diamond. Salute to Brock Diamond. He says, "What's the plan now for redemption?" You want to answer that?
Um, redemption as what? A society for us?
How about society and for you personally? Talk
Well,
about that rotator cuff that you got.
my redemption is really showing the babies, and really giving them something different than what the rest of the MCs is giving them. And then also, I had a meeting today, and I was talking to Dr. Imad Rahim, and we was talking about, programming, and putting together a program where I teach these kids music and teach them film, because I taught myself how to do all of these things, so I could teach them that. So I'm taking the hardened criminals off of the young guys off of the streets for 16 hours of the day, because they filming and they getting along, and I'm incorporating cats from every side of the town in my TV series and things of that nature. So, but in the bigger spectrum, in regards to, as a people, we got to just learn to, we have to show more love to one another. And that sounds so cliche, but it all starts with love and honor and respect. And we have to get out of we gotta just show each other more love, man. It's mandatory. We have to start teaching each other. We have to teach the babies. We have to show the babies something different than what we've been showing them. We got to get back to where you see a little man out of line, you got to be able to tell him, "Hey man, yo, come here for a minute. I know you don't know me, God, but that ain't the right way, man. That ain't how you want to be living, man." You know what I'm saying? Because if somebody snatched my son up, and my son come in, "Dad, somebody came in here, he gripped my shirt up," and I'm gonna say, "Well, what he said?" And And if he told him something that was right, I gotta tell him, listen, man, come on. He told you the right thing, and I can't be mad at that. We got it. Take a village, man. So we got to get back to the point where. But now it's like, yo, you run up on one of these young boys, he might fan you, right? Because they got a different mentality because they grew up off of YouTube and they grew up watching these videos where we steered them and we lied to them for so long. We lied to them for a long time. My son watched you. My son knew how to do work YouTube before I did. So he was in there watching Chief Keef and rappers like that. And I'm like, oh shit, like, okay. So, I can't even imagine being a child at this age where I got the pressures of seeing my favorite rapper, and he's 2 years older than me. He's 17, talking about he dropped out of school and he got all this money and he talking about all these drugs and syrups and shit that he drinking. Like, it can't be easy on the young gods. So we gotta say to ourselves, listen, man, we gotta get them back in line. It has to start with the babies though.
Indeed. I'll support and love that answer. And shout out to Brock Diamond because he said exactly. He followed everything you said.
Shout
He
out
agrees
Brock
with you.
Diamond. Yes.
And here's the thing about heritage hip hop. Yes, we ask about music and we talk about the albums, but we like to show you the intellect and the depth of the artist, not just focus on just rhymes and lyrics. And I thank Great God for coming on the show today. It was an honor and a pleasure meeting you.
It was a pleasure too, God. Great to meet you, God.
Thank you. And you have a home of heritage hip hop. So when your new EP drops, you sash out the Sal. Y'all could drop me some information that we'll support. Because everybody, heritage hip hop does not believe in streaming. I bought my copy of Snow Day. Go get your own. We do not believe in streaming. We believe in purchase power. Because guess what? If the internet ever went down and you do not have your album, you're borrowing it, you will not listen to your music because you don't have it on your hard drive or your physicals. So make sure you support this man. So give everybody your social media so they know how to get in touch with you. And so we can wrap this up real good.
Hey man, Great God on everything. Twitter, Instagram, OnlyFans, YouTube, GREA, the number 8, GAWD.
Shout out to In the A Zone because he says, I'm a new fan of this artist just based off of this interview.
Oh man, that's beautiful, God. I appreciate that.
Salute to God. Hey, so I have another show called A&N and R&B, and we have something called the Song of the Week. So, ladies and gentlemen, my song of the week comes from Great God, and it's from his project Snow Day. And I had so many songs to pick, and like I said, I don't like to pick videos and singles. My favorite song is Work All Day.
Okay.
Go check that song out. Because like I said, if you know T.I.'s music and I'm just doing my job, that's one of my favorite songs from T.I. You'll know why I like that song from this man too. Because lyrical content, story-wise, and even using the beat to speak the story that comes through the speaker. Look, Work All Day, Work All Day by Great God on Snow Day out right now on your streaming platforms. But guess what? You're going to love it so much. I guarantee you're going to buy it. So whether you put $1 down or you put the whole $9.99, $15.99, make sure you go get it. All right.
The vinyl is available. The CD is available. And remember, go to greatgod.com because you can buy the physical brick. You cut the brick open and then the hard drive is inside of the brick.
There you go. Because I remember somebody saying like they ain't mess with people. They have bricks. They had to buy 6 and better. That's what you said. See, I'll listen to the lyrics, bro. You know what I mean? So we're gonna get out of here on this last question, and this is the most important question when it comes to the Heritage Hip Hop interview is legacy. That's one of my favorite words. Yeah. For those who don't know, 7 is my favorite number, and legacy is my inspiration. You see what I'm saying? Every man wants to leave a legacy. So
7 is my favorite number. You see, every day at 7 o'clock, I drop new content. My album comes out November 7th. Either 7 or the 16th with Knowledge Equality, all born God.
Salute. There it is, yo. Knowledge is power, right? So here we go. The last question I'm going to ask you is this. 500 years from now in the Hip Hop Hall of Fame, Great God is going to have a wall. Not a monument, a wall dedicated to his career. And People are going to be able to push a button and see your hologram pop out the wall and see you perform. I've saw one of your performances. You have a great performance.
Thank you,
All
my
right.
brother.
They're going to see you perform and they're going to hear your story. My final question of this interview to you is 500 years from now, when people are introduced to you and you inspire generations long past ours, but gone in the future, what is the legacy you leave behind that made hip hop better because you made hip hop music?
The stories that's put together, the authenticity.
Well, for those of y'all who don't understand, if you're not authentic, you're not believable.
That's
And
right.
the realest thing about being believable is that you can understand, feel, and experience the pain, the joy, the come up and the losses with the artist. KRS-One said, a rapper gives you words, but an MC can give you your life back to you through the music that the artist makes.
That's right. That's
And
right.
I'm talking to an MC tonight, and we want to thank Grea8gawd for coming on the platform. Like I said, you have a home of heritage hip hop.
I
You come
appreciate
back,
that.
I'll support your music. I'll support your movement. Shout out to Sal. I'm always here. Thank you for setting this up. You know what I mean? And
Shout out Sal. Yes.
for everybody out there, may the Most High bless you. Subscribe to Heritage Hip Hop on all social media, all platforms, heritagehiphop.com. Oh, check this out. Hold on for a second. Hold on.
Copy.
News break to everybody out there. Probably had to go off the mic. You know, shout out to the Artifacts, RP Tane One, one of my favorite MCs of all time, DJ Chaos. But yeah, everybody been asking me. So look, Heritage Hip Hop shirts are back. I got a new store, so you'll be seeing those. The link will be under the description. Heritage Hip Hop, and shout out to my man who a Laker fan. This is for you. You know what I mean?
That's
So
me.
yeah, we back and we got some new merch coming. New store, new merch, new everything. So if you want to support, you can support by buying merch. Look at the bottom of your screen. We are on Cash App, $ Heritage Hip Hop. The money that is made from this platform does not go in my pocket. It goes into making this a bigger platform because my dream is to be as big as BET and Revolt and all of them. And I'm not selling out or selling you out just so I can drive a nice car or something. This is for the babies. Like I said,
That's dope.
Legacy is my main thing. So anybody out there that wants to support, please do, because the goals of Heritage Hip Hop is to have a live show where there's where our awards go down, because we just had the Heritage Hip Hop Awards every year. This is the 7th year. It's the God year. All right.
Yes.
So this is what it is. And also the money goes into getting artists like Grea8gawd to do a live performance for you under the Heritage Hip Hop banner. So you like y'all support Video Music Box and Hot 97 or wherever you're from, support us. Salute to the Fleet DJs. Salute to my DJ family and IHeartRadio Rebel Radio. Shout out to Time to Grind Radio and everybody who supports Heritage Hip Hop out there. Shout out to everybody who supports Grea8gawd, because like I said, when you find good music, you hold on to an artist. I got mine. Y'all better get yours, yo.
Yeah.
This guy's
Please
dope.
do. And I'm gonna set that thing up with Trash. I'm gonna hit him now for you.
I appreciate it and thank you very much, bro.
Indeed.
So with that being said, everybody, we out of here. So keep God first, keep family sacred, and most importantly, keep your mind, body, and soul free. Because when they come for this, everything else falls. And we want you to be strong. Hip hop will survive because we are God's people. And since we're God's heritage is hip hop, and we represent that to the fullest on this platform.
That's right.
All right, y'all. So we out of here. So peace. May the Most High bless you. And of course, we out.